Welcome to new section. So in this section we are going to cover some basics of the Pandas library. So let's just dive in. Right now I am on my new environment, which is Google Colab, and I'm going to import two libraries. One of them is a NumPy, another one is a Pandas. So the NumPy we are going to use for generating new data set, which is array, and we will convert that array to the data frame, and let's see how it looks like. So right now, number one, I will import my NumPy as NP as we did before. And right now, I'm going to import my Pandas as PDA. Oops. Okay, perfect. Right now, I have my two libraries. So the number one is, let me generate new array, like the new data set. So I will say from the NP, using the NP, let me just double check. Yes, right now I can see all my function here, and from the random, and I will use rand method. So from here I will say I want to generate 4 by 5. Let me see how it looks like. So right now I have a 2-dimension array, and I have all my numbers between 0 and 1. Because using this method we generated 4 by 5 array, and it's here. And let me just save it somewhere here. I will say that save all this array to my array. And if I just save it right now, it didn't pop up, which is okay. If I need it later on, I will just call my array and it's here. So that is amazing. So right now what I'm going to do is I will take this data set, which is array, and I will convert it to the different data frame. So I will say from my Pandas library, I want to call my data frame. So you see, right now these Pandas, that is my library, and that is my function, and the function is says that I'm ready to make a data frame, but we need to provide our data. So I will say that I need to use my array. So basically what we did so far is here we just generated a 2-dimension array, which is 4 by 5, and all our values are between 0 and 1 because we use this method. And right now using the Pandas, I want to convert my array to the data frame. So let me just run it. Let's see how it looks like. If I run it, so right now I can see more organized my data. So I have the same value as we had here. You see I have a 0.8, I have a 0.8 over here, so 0.02, 0, 0.2. So all of them are same, but the only thing just a little bit in a different view, which is okay. Now the Pandas says that we didn't provide what is the name of the row and what is the name of the column. We didn't label them yet. So as a default, the Pandas are assigning the numbers here. So I have a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have a 0, 1, 2, 3. So in order to provide the name, in order to label them, what I can do is I will just say that I want to give some names to that. So the number one, that is, I need to give the name of every single row now. So what I'm going to do is I will put 4 of my signs here because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and let me just label them as A, B, C, and D. Let me run it. Let's see how it looks like. Perfect. So right now I have my A, B, C, D here. You see? So because we just changed it from here. And also I want to change my columns here. So as a default, if we do not provide what is the name and what are the labels of the columns, so the Pandas assigns at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I can do is I will put another comma, I will open the brackets, and right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different columns. So I will just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let me just call them in a different way. So I can say that, let me call this AAA, and that is a BBB, that is the CCC, and DDT, and EEE. Okay, so right now I'm running my data frame, and now it's much more organized, and I can see my labels, I can see all my data inside, and that is perfect. So that is the long script. What I can do is I will save all of them on my data frame. Let me just call it DF. So what I did, I'm just saving all whatever we did so far on my DF. So if I run it, nothing will pop up. And later on, if I need to recall my df, I will just type df, and yes, I can see my data frame now. So right now I have my data frame, and let's see what are the different methods that I can use on my data frame. So as we assign it our data frame, let me see if data frame has a different methods. I need to type my df and dot, and I see a lot of different methods. So one of them is I want to add another column here. You see, I have my AAA, BBB, CCC, DDD, and EAE. What if I want to add a new column here? So basically what I need to say that I will put my data frame, and I'll open and close the brackets, and here I will say new. So right now I have my new column, but that is going to, we need to assign new values to that one. So basically what I'm planning to do is, let me just get my pen, I will explain. So for example, I want to make a new column here. And these columns supposed to have some values. So basically what I'm going to do is I will take whatever the AAA value is, and I will multiply by 10, and I will save that value to my new one. And I will do for the second one. So I will get this value, I will just multiply by 10, and I will save it over here. So let's see how we can do using the Pandas and the Python. So I will say df new, that I'm going to assign new column, and from the df I will say that take the AAA and multiply that by 10. You see how easy is that? So basically what I'm doing right now, I'm taking my AAA value, multiplying by 10, and save it to the new. So let me just run it. So it didn't give me error now. So I will recall my data frame, and right now I have my data frame with a new column here. You see that it's a 0.83, and right now I have a 8.3 and something. So yeah, so right now let's use another method. So I will call my df again, and we see on the list I have a huge list of different methods. So one of the method is I want to delete one of the columns. So let's imagine that we want to delete that EEE column. So basically what I need to do is I will just recall it, say that df.pop, that means remove, and remove what? Remove EEE. So if I just call it, it says that that column with those values are being removed. So right now, let me just recall my df, and my EEE is not here anymore. So another method is, imagine that we have a lot of data and all of them are decimals, and I need to simplify them because right now I see 1, 2, 3, I see the 6 decimals, and so somehow I want to minimize them. So from my df, from my data frame, I will say that I want to round. And right now, I like this way. It helps me. It says that so inside as argument, I need to specify what I want to do. So from the decimal, I will say my decimals will be equal to. So how many decimals you want to have? So if I put it to right now, you see. All my values that was in my original data frame, it was simplified. So another method that we can use it, imagine that right now I have a couple rows and I have a couple columns. What if I want to show that I want to display only one column here, which is AAA? So basically what I can do is I will say from the df, and I want to show only AAA. If I type it, so right now you see it is going to give me the values which is belong to AAA only. But what if I want to display AAA and the CCC at the same time? So here I will say that from my df, I will open and close the brackets. And since I'm going to choose 2 different columns, and I need to open my second columns again. So right now I will just put my values. So let me put the AAA, and also I will put the CCC. So right now, what does it mean? That it is going to display only that column and the CCC column. So let me just run it. Perfect. I have my AAA and CCC. And let me recall me my df again, and I have my whole data frame. Imagine that I want to get my specific rows only. So here I will say that from the df, and I will select the location. So LOC stands for the location, and here I need to specify, I need to specify which row I want to pick. So if I just type it it gives me error. So I need to use my brackets here, and I will say the A and the perfect. So if you specify, if you just give the one row, it will give you just in a different view. So imagine that I have a 0.8, 0.8 is here, and the second value is a 0.2, 0.2 here. So since we are calling only one row, so it will show me only in that way. So what if I want to get the row A and B? So I will say from the df, from the method, I need to call it back again saying I want to get my A, and also I want to get my B. Let me just call it. Perfect. So I have my row A and row B only. You see? Perfect. So let me just recall it my data frame again. So that is my whole entire data frame. And let's imagine I want to pick, let me get my pen and I will show you. So let's imagine I want to get only these data. Only that data. So that means from the row, I will select only A and B, and from the columns, I will select A and a B only. So right now, I need to specify two different arguments. And again, from my df, I will select my log. It's one of the methods. And here inside, I need to put two brackets. So the first bracket, So the first bracket, I will give the what are the values of the rows, and the second value, second argument, so I need to specify which column I want to pick. So let me see, let me just take the first one. So here I will say I want to get A, I want to get A and, let me just make it capital A, and I want to get my B, and here on the second one I want to get my A, and also I want to get my B. So let me get my pen one more time. You see, whenever we are using this method, so it will be asking that I need to enter my two arguments. So the first argument, it's all about rows that I have here. So I specify that I need to grab only A. And the second argument is, it is asking me which column you want to display. So I'm just giving A and a B only. So let's see if I run it. Perfect. So I have a small size from my entire data frame.